we go. This feller's name, Nick Mendez. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, court is now in session. We are hearing the arraignment of the state versus William Lindsay. I am your judge, Kyle Matthews of the Fisher Island District Court. During this proceeding, I expect any and all persons within the building to behave accordingly to the law and to not cause any disturbances during and following this here proceeding. Any of those found causing any issues within my courtroom will be charged with contempt of court, which is punishable by up to 30 months in the county penitentiary. If I find that either prosecution or defense have disrupted the court on 3 occasions, your party will be found in contempt of court. Prosecution, please state the charges that Mr. Lindsay here is facing. Hold on a second, feller.
Yeah.
Thing landed down here.
Alex passing
I
by.
didn't see it. It's just one.
It's Coast Guard. Oh, Your
Sorry,
Honor.
I was concerned with the unidentified flying object, feller.
All right, Your Honor. The only charge we have today for Mr. Lindsay is a third-degree felony, possession of a Class 1 firearm and/or ammunition.
Said that was the only charge of their prosecution?
That's correct, sir. Your Honor.
Alright, at this time the court recognizes the right of the defendant to enter a plea on the aforementioned charges. Mr. Lindsay, on the charge of third-degree felony, possession of a Class 1 firearm and or ammunition. How do you plead?
I plead guilty, Your Honor, but if I can explain myself, I've been on the island for 4 days now, and I'm still unaware of certain rules. I just found out right before I was arrested and was taken hostage that I even needed a license to
Yeah, Your Honor.
to fish.
I'd like to ask the defendant a few questions on the stand to kind of explain his reasoning for why he had a firearm, if I could.
I mean, Mr. McIntosh, that's I mean, if he's already pled guilty, he can. I mean, I'll tell you what. I will allow this man to explain a little bit further his situation before, and I will take that into account in my sentencing.
Your Honor, may the prosecution may note something real quick?
Go ahead there, Mr. or Counselor. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Well, Your Honor, the prosecution, we recognize Mr. Lindsay's ignorance to the firearm laws here in the island, and that's why the prosecution won't be pushing for full maximum sentencing on this charge. I've discussed with Mr. McIntosh before the case that I'd be willing to drop these charges or willing to push for the sentencing to be fairly reduced due to the, like I said, ignorance of Mr. Lindsay right here.
Well, I mean, the feller's already pled guilty on the stuff, so like any kind of defense counselor, has your client been provided with some sort of plea agreement in exchange for this, or?
Yes, we were going to get a smaller charge. Yeah, like I said, I mean, he has had threats on his life previously to this. He's only a new resident for the past 4 days. All things into consideration. I know if I had somebody threaten my life and I wasn't quite sure of the laws, I would have, my first action would be to go get a weapon to defend myself, as this man did.
Alright, feller. This third-degree felony, was this pled down from a more severe charge, or?
Yes.
Was the original charge?
Your Honor, it would have been a first-degree felony possession, considering that Mr. Lindsay had possession of 5 magazines.
Holy Toledo! Someone had fun.
No, Your Honor.
Alright,
Fun at all.
approximately how long has this individual been in your custody,
Your
Counselor?
Honor, I'd like to say a good 20 minutes.
20 minutes, alright. This time, court is, does recognize the plea agreement. However, the court is not, merciless. This man is, indeed had, threats made against his life. The court does not wish to, further add to his, whatchamacallit, to his burdens. You know what I mean? That's less thing, or one more thing that you have to worry about. However, ignorance of the law is no excuse for breaking the law. At this time, I will be sentencing you to 16 months in the county penitentiary. I will not be issuing any sort of fine associated with this, though. Ordered. And place the defendant into custody.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Lindsay, you will be continuing to remain compliant, correct?
That is correct.
You can go in the control room, Jacob. You can go to 130.